Good morning, Vietnam! Holy Toledo. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trey's Trades, where we freaking talk fast and don't skip class, baby. I like to preface by saying that I'm not a financial advisor or expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Let's get into the video. So today, my friends, my family, my fellow Gorilla Gang, this is the morning video on AMC, and I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about the pseudo squeeze, this idea of a sell-off on Friday. I've already kind of made a video about this, but I want to talk about what this really means, and I also want to talk about this pullback that we just saw in the pre-market, and why is this such a good thing to actually see. In fact, I was really hoping that you would see this because it's going to alleviate some problems that I think could have arose, down the road. So we're going to keep this nice and short. Let's just get straight into the video. So the first idea here, a pseudo squeeze. What is a pseudo squeeze? What does this really mean? And should you actually be worried about it? Now, a pseudo squeeze, in my personal opinion, is going to be a mini squeeze that is going to try to get people to sell off stock, and it is planned for Friday. I've seen numbers tossed around about $50, $100, right? A bunch of different values, essentially saying, hey, if you guys sell right here, you made your money, it's over, it's done, whatever, blah, 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 right? And to me, this is an attack by the hedge funds, the market makers, and all the people who are manipulating, corrupting the stock, trying to get people out of the money because they recognize how much danger there actually is to their own personal short positions in these stocks, my friends. And look, I'm not telling you when to sell. Whenever you want to sell, you end up selling. I'll tell you what, I'm not selling Friday unless this thing hits my price target. I'm not selling on Friday. It's as simple as that. And my price target is not 50 or $100. It's just freaking not, right? So I've said this a million times and I'll say it again, right? You decide when you want to sell. This is where your own personal responsibility comes into play. I've given you as much advice as I can. I've tried to learn a lot about the stock market, the plumbings of the stock market, to bring you along for the journey so that you understand, and can learn along with me, because it's been an absolutely beautiful journey. But the personal responsibility of each individual person is finding out exactly when they want to sell, right? So don't believe this pseudo squeeze nonsense. $50, $100 is not the potential of this stock. There have been the shorts haven't even covered yet. In fact, there's actually more shorts available than there were previously. And I don't think it's because shorts covered. I think there's just more shares overall available. Because if you were to look at Stonco Tracker yesterday, at market close, you were looking at like 60,000 shares. You can go watch my video from last night and you will know that for a fact, right? This is just not it. This is not as high as the squeeze is going to go. It's just that freaking simple. In fact, the shares that they have currently available, or so they say, right, is already getting eaten up. So I'd imagine about 200,000 of these shares were short into the market sometime around here, right? It's insanity. So don't believe this pseudo squeeze nonsense. I want to finish off this video talking about this pullback that we saw in the pre-market. So I just want to show you this on the 1 minute chart and show you what actually here happened, right? So pre-market opens at 3 a.m. Central Standard Time, and you saw this huge little pullback, right? And you might be looking at this and thinking, holy freaking crap, why? Oh, that's ugly. That's ugly. Is it over? Is it over? Is it over? No, right? I talked about my video yesterday saying, hey, we have a shot at a pullback because we were pretty extended. The RSI was absolutely absurd, right? You had this huge amount of growth, up 40% in the last 2 days. Small pullbacks happen, and it's actually a healthy thing. You can think of a pullback as long as it trades back and forth between a zone consolidation, right? Consolidation is beautiful. In fact, this had way more strength than even I predicted. I thought that you'd see this at least on a pullback, pop down to about $17.24, but it is surpassing all expectations that I had in terms of what a pullback is really going to look like. So what is good about this? Think about if you were to buy this stock. FOMO is a real thing, right? People want to buy the stock no matter what it's trading at. But you will have those who don't want to buy at the absolute top. And every single time that you're buying AMC stock here lately, you're buying at the absolute top. It's just as simple as it was. So this pullback cooled off the RSI, brought it out of that freaking 90, that range between 80 and 90 that we've been trading at for literally 2 straight days, and brought it all the way down here to 60. Now, that's not much of a cool off, but it is a pretty decent point swing. I mean, we came from 90 down to 60. That's a 30-point swing on the RSI, which is enough of a cool-off to feel like there's not as much risk associated with buying an AMC stock as there is now, right? Pullbacks are healthy, and we need to be mentally prepared for this because this is nowhere near as bad of a pullback as we're going to see when this thing truly starts squeezing, right? The squeeze, you're going to have violent pullbacks, swings up and down freaking huge amounts, like 30, 40, 50, even maybe, obviously not 100, but, a lot of pullback. It's going to be absurd. You're going to see volatility like you've never seen before. I've only ever seen one squeeze in my life, right? And it was back 6 months ago in January. And I'll tell you what, this is wild. I mean, $25 down to $10, back up to 19, back down to freaking $10, back up to 22, 2? I mean, that's what a squeeze looks like, guys. That's what it is, right? Those are the sort of volatile movements you're going to have to be ready to stomach when this thing actually does end up coming to fruition, right? So this little minor pullback, my friends, this is nothing to be concerned about. And if you look at this on the 1 hour candle, this is a hammer candle. This is called a shooting star. And this is typically a sign of huge, weak selling pressure alongside of a bullish reversal. Now, what we're banking on is this, well, I suppose this is a 4 hour candle, but we're banking on this 4 hour candle, closing off as a hammer candle, a shooting star. That is actually going to attract more investors into the overall stock because it just shows the weakening of selling pressure that we have forming up on AMC right now, right? So I am absolutely fine. I'm fine with that pullback. Don't sweat it, right? I'm sure that most of the veterans out there are not worried in the least bit, but in case you were new to the stock, you literally just bought in yesterday, the day before, whenever you bought in, right? Don't worry about this. Pullbacks are healthy. Think of this as huge consolidation in that zone above $17, getting us ready for that next freaking leg up. And that's what I've got for this short mini video. So blah, blah, blah. I don't know the whole spiel. Drop a like. Consider subscribing. Whatever you want to freaking do. My friends, my family, my fellow gorilla gang, keep hodling on, right? This is going to be a journey. This is the beginning of the end, but we're not there yet. So catch y'all in the next one. Much love and peace.